about Sahaja culture, alright? Sahaja culture, I explained to you what is a Sahaja culture is, in which you have to grow. Then last night, where's Judy? She's there. Come in, sit down, there, let him sit. Then last night, I talked to you about ego. That how ego manifests itself and how it is difficult to get out of the ego. It's easy to get out of the conditioning superegos, but very difficult to get out of ego, because ego aggresses others, doesn't trouble you at all, and you enjoy that aggression. See? Now, today I want to tell you about how ego has been historically, traditionally torturing people around. So you will see the manifestation of this ego, and then you will know that if you are playing anything, any role with your ego, you could be a part and parcel of that destructive force. So to begin with, we'll see now, when this ego started growing in man, first of all, see, it started growing with the protection. Don't put any ice in the Coke, alright? No, there's no ice in this one, but next one, it's good, the other one, it will be alright. So, it's alright, Christine, it's alright. The pituitary, which is within us, started growing when we raised our head like this. When we are animals, our heads were like this. And that time, the pineal body, as it is called, was very powerful. They say in human beings the pineal doesn't work out. It's not true. It does. But they don't know how it works. Come along. Nice to see you. All right. So, this pineal body within us was very active when we were animal state. But when we raised our head, you see, a chemical change took place within ourselves, in the sense that our brain started growing in a pyramid, which I have told you how, with the parallelogram of forces and all that, it has started growing into a pyramid. And when it became like that, you see, because first it was only the pineal body looking after the superego, up to the animal kingdom, up to the kingdom where the animals sort of became more sort of humanized. Then the ego started growing. It's the only animals who can use the matter. Human beings can use the matter, not the animals. Animals cannot use the matter for their own purpose. When they started aggressing the matter, the ego started developing, and we developed this, what you call the pyramid of our brain. We started growing more and more and more and more like this. But when it reached its height, then we started using our ego more. We didn't stop at that point. We started moving on the other side. So this went down and it covered it completely like that. That's why we say the pineal body in the human beings doesn't work. It functions, no doubt, it functions. As a result of that, you see, when we saw this ego was growing, as a result of that, people felt extremely overconfident. What's wrong? Business started long time back. Said the time of Columbus. As I said, if Columbus had come to India, he would not have seen me here. He would have finished all the Indians there. Not him. He was a very nice man, but those who followed him. In the same way, this ego started destroying people, and they had an idea for triumph and killing people, occupying lands, occupying territories, accumulating wealth. Went on and on and on and on this level. Then from there, they started, when the marriage system started in a proper way, again the aggression started on the women, and now the women are aggressing men like that. It's all became so aggressive. But when you aggress, you don't see that you are aggressing. This is the problem of the egoistical person. Though he may be a seeker, though he may be a very genuine seeker, but if he is in the area of ego, he never feels his own catches, because the ego is in between, the reality in himself. So he cannot see his own catches. He cannot see how he is aggressing others. And he doesn't see how he's hurting others, troubling others, torturing others. And such a person can be extremely arrogant, extremely, strangulating. This is what happens when you get cancer also. When you get the cancer, what happens? It starts with the left side, no doubt. But when it comes into the person, then he becomes a person who is vulnerable to a disease, or a disease where the person is aggressed. The person is aggressed. The cells of the body first develop the aggression. We call it malignant. When this cell comes in contact with others, that also becomes malignant. So that's how the malignancy spreads. And when it spreads, what happens? That supposing in the nose there are some cells which become malignant. So they start obstructing other organs to grow. The only nose will start growing like that. You mean to say, not outside but inside. So they aggress. You see, the aggression starts, and they lose complete control with the whole, because there is no coordination with the whole. They don't see that the whole has to grow together, and not only the nose and not only the eyes, isn't it? And this breaking from the collectivity is the first sign when you find a Sahaj yogi behaves in a funny way, that if he is breaking from the collectivity, then he is nothing but an egoist. No doubt about it. By any argument, by anything. But a person who is a superego fellow will stick on to the collectivity. Will try to be very close to the ashram, will be very close to us, very much here, around it. Even if you said we don't want to, it will be there. Why? Because it realizes that it is aggressed, and also it realizes that it can be sly. So when a left-sided person enters into an ashram, that person would be very nice, quiet, sweet, everything. But the entities, the bhoots in him, will aggress the people slyly. They'll torture you. But those people can be cured very easily because they are troubled and tortured themselves. But those who are egoistical will be very difficult for them to get out of. That's why I've been talking about ego yesterday and today. Now you can see all aggression, the manifestation. What's wrong? Say now, I was talking about the chemicals. Now how did you discover these chemicals? It is through your ego, through your science. Now if the science is not related to God or to the whole, then you go like that. And then you can produce hydrogen bombs, you can produce these horrible chemicals, like it's what you call the foolhardiness. You enter into every area, every place, and achieve the power over that. But then you don't know what that is capable of. Supposing now you make computers. Supposing. Tomorrow these computers will eat you off. I must tell you now there's a new disease I have discovered in people, that their conscious mind overpowers them. There was a fellow who was like this, very egoistical. He didn't believe in God also. He's an Indian, and he met with an accident. His wife is a doctor, she's a friend of mine, she brought him to me. In my presence he got up and walked off nicely, everything. But on his own, whenever he wanted consciously to do it, he couldn't even raise his leg. Can you imagine? So with these egoistical people now a new disease is coming, that consciously they cannot do anything. They cannot do anything. This will come. I am promising you now. Or I am warning you now. As I warned the people who were going left-sided, that you will have a horrible disease, and this is the new disease for all the egoists. That consciously they won't be able to move, they'll be mute, sitting there only, their ego will take over. It's a very dangerous era when you are born, you must know. This is the time you are precariously placed. Either you get to God or you go to hell. There's nothing in between. So a new disease will come very soon. There's no insanity in it. Nothing, you'll be quite alert, but you can't move your hands. Your whole nervous system refuses to work. That's going to come. Very soon it will manifest. You have seen that egoistical people have been going on like Hitler and all that, and they have destroyed the world, and they have done so much harm to our value system. In subtle way we say that all this manifestation of 25 years of all this horrible hell they have created for us is because of the wars. Because of the wars. But these wars and things, even if you avoid, by some chance you avoid it, still if ego is there, it will manifest itself. If you avoid it outside, it will manifest inside, and then you will find that you can't just move. You can't blink, you can't sleep, you can't move your hands. Even now people can't sleep, many. And I don't want Sahaj yogis to suffer from that horrible disease. And Western people are more liable to that kind of thing. The Sahaj yogis who are trying to get out of the collectivity, who are asserting their ego under the name of bhoots or whatever it is, should understand that it is 99% it is ego within us. And that ego has to be faced. Oh, I have an ego, I feel guilty. Then all right, you put it back here, all your ego. That's not the way. That's not the way you will do it. Today you are very active, working very hard, doing this. Tomorrow you'll find you will be just immobilized. You can't move. And persons don't care in this country, as it is even for people who are all right. But you'll become like old people who cannot move, who see everything, know everything, who are conscious. At a very young age this will happen. The slightest accident, with slightest disturbance, you will just trigger off to that area where you will be absolutely like a mute person sitting. You can't move your finger, you can't hold anything. You will not be in a coma. Coma happens to people who take pills and things to go to the left, like drugs and things which take you to the left. But those who are right-sided, you will not be in coma. That's one thing. It's a curse. You will see everything, you will be alert, you will be knowing everything, but you can't even turn your head. Take it from me. That's coming very soon. You may be talking, you may not be talking. It can go to that level. Slowly, slowly you will find your body will be immobilized. People don't understand what dangers ego can have. It's not now the aggression outside so much, because it goes into left Vishuddhi, and this left Vishuddhi will create this horrible disease. Now how do we control our ego is very important to understand. First of all, you must write your names and beat yourself with shoes for 108 times to begin with. Secondly, discipline yourself. By disciplining, get up in the morning, do your meditation with right hand towards the photograph, left hand this way. Not to use light at all, not to use sun, don't go to the sun at all. Sun is to be avoided. Keep to the moon. Read the books which describes the Mahakalis or the left side Shaktis. Don't read the books like Avadhuta's book. You should never read it because you think you are an Avadhuta. You see, he said, I am omnipresent, I am this thing. The person starts feeling, I am this. I was reading the book of Avadhuta.
That's for Pujava.
Oh, I said, this book, this shows what's gone wrong with our incarnations. What's gone wrong with our incarnations is they never knew human beings at all, at what level they are. You come and tell them, I am formless and form, I am this and that. So what? If you are that, all right. I am compassion, I am love, I am this, I am that. So what? How do you fill in these cups? You have to come down to a human level. That's what they did not try, and that's why it's all a waste. I think on the contrary, everybody thinks I am God, I am Brahma. Brahmasmi, Shivoham. Finished. And then they quarrel among themselves. That growth, that maturity has not come. It's very shallow. The whole thing becomes very shallow. You become a shallow person and you live with it. So the first thing, practical thing I'm telling you, beat yourself with shoes. And I'm not this. Like that, you have to start first of all telling yourself. If you are a seeker and truthful seeker and honest seeker, then I advise you this way, that you watch yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, now you, Mr. Ego XYZ, will you get out from here? I know what I am. You get out. You have to get after all this and laugh at yourself, smile at yourself, make fun of yourself. That's the best, and never feel hurt if anybody says you're egoistical. And then you will say, I know. I know. If you know you are egoistical, then how do you go further? Now, ego manifests in so many ways. Through your eyes, through your ears, through your mouth, through your nose, everywhere. Because you go against God, that is, you go against collectivity, because you go against Sri Krishna, against your Vishuddhi chakra. That's first thing it manifests. Nowadays nobody beats people like this. You see, we have become subtler in our ego manifestation. We use this part, not hands. It can be that you show temper through your eyes, or it can be you flirt with your eyes. You become adulterous. That's why Christ has said, don't become adulterous. So now it's nice that the AIDS can work out through the tears. It's good. Used to kiss people, all right. Now kiss. Nobody will kiss now. You used all your Vishuddhi chakra so far to express all filth. Now the filth is pouring out. So, in the second stage, when we understand that is through the Vishuddhi, that is this America, we express ourselves, our ego. So what should we do? First of all, stop talking. Hear the way people talk. I mean, you see, you have to just start opening your mouth like this, and like that you go on. And the other is talking. You tell them something, they just come on you with all the knowledge, they have known everything, A to Z, and you don't know where you are. How do you stop talking? I've told you a practical thing. I'll get you betel nuts, which I'll vibrate, put it in the mouth. And you take it out when you have to talk, otherwise keep it there. That's Sri Ganesha. Don't take it out. Stop talking. If you stop talking, your hypocrisy will go away. But through our face, we are hypocritical. Everything works out through Vishuddhi. Now see, a person is extremely aggressive, you see, can also act to be very, very sweet, you see. If they have to exploit you or make money out of you, they can act. Acting. The whole acting comes through this Vishuddhi. Then you act. You are a very gentle person. You are very good, but you are not. You are aggressive. So, for that, you have to know that talking less will reduce 50% of your hypocrisy and acting. 50%. Now 50% still left. Now what to do with the 50%? 50% is a thing where we have to know what other chakras are responsible for ego manifestation. One is the Hamsa, is very important. Hamsa is. We use when we want to show our temper. Indifference. Then a person thinks, oh God, what have I done to this person? That's how we show our temper. All the time like this. That's Hamsa. And that's why we have to use what we call the simple thing called ghee or something oilish. For ears, for nose, for eyes the kajal, and for this portion also you have to put some ghee in hot water or milk and take it, so that you soothe down your nerves and you soothe down your vishuddhi, and also you soothe down the, what you call in a general way is the peritoneum, but is the lining. As we soothe down our fingers and hands when they are dried, we have to soothe. Rub ghee here, oil there, in the head. Now the modern style is not to put oil in the head. You will become balded gentleman. Of course, you can still act like Yul Brynner, but he died of cancer. His sister is our disciple, and you will develop funny hairstyles, everything. And now this modern fashion has started, don't put any oil. I don't know from where it has come. The children also, they say don't put any oil in the ears. This is doctors, they want to create patients. Don't listen to them. Before going traveling or anywhere, put oil in your ears, into your noses, not the oil but ghee, and control your peritoneum through your Hamsa chakra. It's very important. This is the chakra which really helps you very much to sit down. Now in Sanskrit and also in a many colloquial language, ghee is called as neha, and sneha is love. Neha also is love. So you have to oil it down so the frictions are less. We know in nature when we have to reduce the friction, we put oil. Like we have to say launch a ship. That I have launched, I know what it is. They had to put grease on the thing, and you just touch the ship and the ship moves so smoothly onto the sea. Beautifully it moves. In India they put bananas, because banana is very easily available, so they put bananas, you see, on that. And here they use grease. In England, for example, they use grease. So in the same way we have to grease ourselves. Our language, our tone, our speaking must be greased with love. And love is such a powerful thing that can attract anyone, let it be even Hitler. When you talk to someone or say something, it should have that coating of chocolate, of love. Then you can even give castor oil. I do that. So, all these things are to be understood in its essence, that we should not become stupid as other people are. We are yogis, and we have to have an ideal life which manifests itself in all kinds of dynamism. And we do not waste this great blessing that we have got. Now with this, another chakra which is always caught is the Agya chakra. In the Agya chakra, we have to become thoughtlessly aware, but we cannot. Now if you watch your thoughts, you will know mostly we think of the people who have harmed us, who have troubled us. Sometimes we have the glimpse of the good things also. We think of the good people also sometimes. Normally we are thinking about the people who have harmed us, hurt us, this thing, that. Now Christ, who is Sri Ganesha and who has all the powers to kill us and finish us off and destroy us completely, has given us the greatest weapon is to forgive. So the mantra here is forgive. And you have to see that you forgive others. Anybody says anything, forgive. When you forgive, God takes over. And He knows how to handle or mishandle to do whatever he likes to that person. That's not your job. You just forgive. So you give him a ticket. Go to God. I forgive you. I'm nothing. And you have to forgive. And that is the thing you can enjoy your Agya Chakra very well and raise your Kundalini beyond by saying forgive, forgive, forgive 3 times. And you have to say the mantra of Nirvichara. No thoughts. Agya is the one which brings thoughts to you. That's why Christ was so particular on the eyes. That thou shalt not have adulterous eyes. Try to concentrate your eyes on the Mother Earth for some time. She's sucking. So that your attention doesn't become that wobbly, becomes concentrated and equalized and balanced. When that is done, your eyes become so powerful. Even if you look at somebody, you can cure that person. And the innocence will start coming in your eyes. You will not have lust and greed. It's a very dangerous thing people are playing here. I mean, I didn't know all these things people do. But I saw it in the West. I mean, everybody's looking at every girl. What is the joyless pursuit? Why turn your eyes to anything that you don't get joy out of? At every girl a man is looking, a girl is looking at every man. What's this nonsense? Why waste your energy? I always look at about 3 feet height. You see all the flowers there, you see all the children. One day somebody asked me, don't you feel like looking at handsome men? I said, I'm not a fool. I look at the most handsome things at 3 feet level. He said, you must be a fool to look at this. I'm not. That's what it is. So that will give you tremendous amount of energy because you preserve all your energy through your eyes. Eyes are the windows of that power. If you try to preserve it, it's all right. Otherwise, like nowadays, save water because you wasted your water, so now save water. But when your eyes are innocent in this shower of bliss, you enjoy that bliss. You don't have to look at anyone. You don't have to say anything. You just enjoy. Just feel the joy pouring into you completely. Because the ego has vanished. This is an aggression to look at everyone like that. It's an aggression. I have known people who mesmerize women, who mesmerize men. I have known women like that. I've seen in the parties, I see the boots coming out of these women. And they look at a man and he gets transfixed completely. Falls in love with that woman. Till he becomes a beggar, she just lynches him. It's prostitution by men or women. It's a horrible thing. It's dirtying your eyes. So keep your eyes steady. Try to steady them. If they try to go here and they tell them, look there. That's the Mother Earth. She's the one who gives us all beautiful things. Look at that. And then the beauty of that Mother Earth will come into your eyes. And the cleanliness and the innocence will cleanse others. That's how it should be. So to fight this ego, one has to be prepared and must have proper willpower. Because ego kills the willpower of man completely. A man who is an egoist is left with no willpower. He does what the ego tells him. It can murder people, it can be violent. All the violence in America is from the ego manifestation. Because there is no respect of the law, not of human laws, but not of God's laws also. That's how people behave. They incur diseases, horrible things. A person who is not egoistical will not get cancer. You have to be egoistical to get cancer, though it's a left-sided thing. But you have to have ego. Vulnerability comes through ego. And then it acts. If you are egoistical, you are vulnerable to cancer. So first thing, if you survive from, say, cancer, you will have the other one waiting, where you will be transfixed like this. You will become like some of the things I see in the TV, where people are given some sort of an artificial thing, and they are just nothing but machines. They move their hands like machines, they walk like this, they look like human beings, and they walk straight like this, they can't feel anything. Like that you'll become. Because ego takes you away from emotions and away from the left side, and you become really a person like a machine. You become like a machine. I met one dentist. He came to me, he said, "Mother, now I cannot cry, I cannot weep, and I do not feel bad when somebody dies." I said, "So what do you do?" "I jog." Jog means running away from yourself. Jog for how many hours? 5 hours. Out of the 10 years he is awake, 5 hours he jogs. What else will happen? So all these artificial things have come to us because it's a manifestation of somebody's ego. Even drugs came to us because somebody wanted to make money out of us. All these gurus, they wanted to make money out of us. You see, they are more interested in making money. All egoistical people are very money oriented. They can't get out of it. Any amount of money you give them, whatever. I have blessed people with thousands and thousands of rupees, billions and billions of things, but still their money orientation doesn't go. And then they lose it in a time. Just like that. Naturally. Because they do not recognize it's a blessing, one has got it. Now you have to share it. Actually, through coming to Sahaj Yoga, there was one gentleman who was really absolutely on the verge of collapsing without any money. He's become such a rich man overnight, and overnight he's become again the same. An example. He came to me, he came to Sahaj Yoga, he became very rich, he became all this, and then suddenly lost everything. And even Sahaj Yogi started saying, "Mother, who come to you for a short time and then they go away, they become very rich." I said, "All right." And then see, after 1 year, before and after, where are they now? This man has become so poor that he doesn't even have money to take a bus. So the calamities come in like that, and then they don't understand. But I'm telling you, unless and until you talk of calamities, people don't learn. They need a shock. Otherwise they don't want to get out of their egos. They cannot. They live with it. They don't want to understand that this is going to happen. Then better do it. When they see it happening, this case, one case of one gentleman has brought forth before all the Indian Sahaj Yogis a very big lesson. They were saying that if you come to Sahaj Yoga for a short time and get out of it, then you become very rich. This is what they had reached, their conclusion. And now they don't say so. Because the medium through which you have got is God's grace. If it is lost, you have lost it. So don't live with full confidence with that horrible ego of yours. It is going to overpower. And as you have seen the booths combine, also egoistical people will always combine. There are two egoists, they'll always be very friendly. Because they combine together, they are just the same. But when they are immobilized, then what is going to happen? They'll be all sitting like statues. We can make statues out of them, I think. What will be the next use, I don't know. Because they are not dead, they are living. But they can't eat food. They can look at food, they can't eat it. But if you put injection, it might work out. Because the parasympathetic might be working, or maybe sympathetic might be working, the autonomous might be working, but the rest of it is finished. The central nervous system is finished. It can happen suddenly to someone. Now write it down. Today I have told you about this disease. Try to keep to the group. Try to share everything and don't try your cunning, clever methods. Cunningness is cheating yourself. Gregor has told me, Mother, this intelligence, human intelligence, is so intelligent that it can cheat yourself. That's what I see. Why do you want to cheat yourself? Are you mad? This is what one has to realize. Once you understand that, you see most of the problems of this world will subside. How do you have an atom bomb? How do you have all these things? Science never said you make atom bomb. Science was given to you for constructive work, for saving time, for meditation, not for making atomic bombs to kill you. No. But in a way it acts, because America has made some bombs, Russia has made some bombs, like two devils sitting there on their heads. Now they cannot put their hands to the buttons. It's a good idea. They are afraid of the devils they have created themselves. See, that's what. Because it is so overpowered. So, if you want to avoid your own destruction, then beware. Be aware of yourself. Not to boast that I know. No. How you behave. Some people are such that they say we can't live in an ordinary place. We cannot sleep in an ordinary place and all that. That means they are beggars. That's what I feel about such people. Because if you are the king, like I am, the queen, I should say, I don't want anything. You make me sleep under this tree, I can sleep anywhere, I can live the way I like. And you know, I live in a palace, actually a palace. So what? That palace is not important to me. Wherever I go, I make it a palace for myself, because I am not bothered about comforts. No comfort can crawl upon me. Nothing can dominate me. Nothing can come over me. Nothing is important to me. Because I am the queen. If I am the beggar, then I want comfort, I want this, I want that. There's no want left. Nothing wanting. In that state, when you arrive, then you will enjoy Sergio, your spirit. And that's what happens when people come to India. I was amazed to see these people who came. First time we spent $40,000 and 5 Americans came. Four or five? How many? Which is?
4. One Canadian, 4 Americans.
4, 1 Canadian. So 5. And 4 ran away. Imagine how expensive they are. 4 ran away. We tried. They came to see me and all that. No, Mother, we can't stand this. We cannot stand this discomfort. What comfort do you have here? I don't see any comfort. Horrible since I've come to this New Jersey. My head is off. I've been sick. Horrible place. What comforts you have? And there they were boasting so much. They ran away. So you understand that those people who are asking for things all the time, begging for things, have not achieved anything in life. Now when you are coming this time to India, we are going to have a much more Spartan life. Because we are not going to stay in any building whatsoever, as far as possible, except in Rowdy. Maybe there also. We are going to put you up in the pandals, outside, absolutely in the forest where there will be tigers. And there will be snakes crawling up to you. And you'll have to have your baths in the rivers which are flowing with a big speed. Oh, that's falling off. Just be careful. And then also you will have the beautiful music of the morning birds and beautiful fragrance. It's so beautiful and soothing. There where grows the essence of life. And that's what we have decided. I mean, I can live there, why can't you live? I can't understand. What is so special about you? I'm an old woman of 63 years of age. And all my life, my father or my husband have been extremely over comfortable people, I mean luxurious people. I mean, I have never known how to take a taxi or take a bus all my life. I've never known how to take a ticket to go by train. I've never traveled by air alone. I mean, I don't know how to travel by air alone. I mean, I've always been like that. But I don't need anything. I can travel alone, I can go anywhere. I can do everything without feeling any fear, without feeling any problem, because as long as I am with myself, what is there to worry? And that's what we have to achieve. That's what we have to do. Once we achieve that kind of a temperament, it's so beautiful. You'll respect yourself, you'll love yourself, and that's how you love others and respect others. Those who don't respect themselves cannot respect. Egoistical people do not respect themselves. If they respect themselves, they would not be egoistical. But it's so shameful to be egoistical. If you say you are very egoistical, that person will punch you. Even if you say something else, they won't, will they? No. But if you say you are egoistical, they'll punch you. That means they feel hurt, they don't, but they are. If they don't like it, why do they have it? So it's a very difficult thing to move that ego from your heads. And you catch from one to another so fast that sometimes I don't understand. But Indian climate and Indian upbringing is such, people don't get egoistical. But I have not known of anyone who is today good and tomorrow standing with a punch. I have not seen anyone like that in India. Very steady people. Now see, here is just sitting somebody, a doctor, and he missed his Nobel Prize, a man like that. Can you believe that such a man is sitting before us? He's another one. You won't find this with anyone in India behaving like that. They have ego, very subtle egos. Bureaucrats have, I must say, and other politicians have. But till they do not come to India, they are all right, to abroad. But when they come abroad, then they get even worse. But normally a person's status is known the way he is humble in India. Otherwise they don't believe you are from a royal family. You are from a royal family. You are extremely humble. That's the sign. Like the Shesha, I talked to her. 5 sentences I said. She said, this lady is very honorable, from a royal family. Must be. I am, but I never told her, which is not known to many people. But she said she must be from a royal family. Well, what is the need to insult others? What is the need to shout at others and talk in that manner? There's no need. You must talk in a way that is sweet and nice. It looks nice. It shows better. The personality is better seen by others. At least for the sake of congenial concord with others, please try to get over your nonsensical ego. It keeps you out of bounds for the joy, the ocean of joy that you have to have. You are a miserable creature for nothing at all, making everybody miserable. But face it, don't put it in your left Vishuddhi. Oh, I'm egoistical, I'm very unhappy. And finished. I cannot cure that. I'm already suffering, you see. All the time I get pain here, I don't know what to do. Since I've come to the West, I've developed a problem here because all of you having this left Vishuddhi, and I put you inside my body. You don't know how much you make me suffer. No, I don't mind. I can see that. I have to request you now to look after yourself and behave in a manner that this American ego disappears. Because there's another way out. That is Sri Krishna style. which I don't want to use just now. The first destruction will start in America. Then construction will start. Destruction is impossible. The clouds of destruction will disappear. Completely disappear. The cool wind will blow it out. But you have to be sages of sincerity and understanding without any ego. That's your responsibility. For your children, for your progeny, for your country, it is your responsibility. Good? May God bless. So now I'll be going for the another style, and in the evening I may not meet you again, but I hope you people will now give the full list of the people who want to marry. Those who have not yet decided should decide. Even if you are not decided on people, and you will give me the list of the people who want to get married in India. If not this year, then next year, something like that. All of you should give your names, those who want to marry. That's very important, because it is impossible to do it without getting everyone there. That's one point. Secondly, we should decide how many are going, how they are going, and all these things are to be done in a proper systematic way. And Babbitt must be informed about it. Everybody should say that so many are going from Los Angeles this way, they are going from this way, and Babbitt should be able to organize it. There should be no competition, nothing, and you should see to it that you get the cheapest price, but not at the cost of disturbing yourself. Whatever you can get easily, just get it. That's not so important. The third point, I have said that there's no need for you to bring too much of luggage, especially for ladies. There's no need to bring any makeups or anything in India. No need at all. It's a country where your skin improves by itself. You don't have to do much makeup or anything. It's very good country where your skin nourishes itself and you'll feel very nice. And even if you have to buy, you can buy them in India, which are made out of not any chemicals or anything, but natural things, you see. Even for toothpaste and all that, it's better to use Indian toothpaste, I think. Now I've reached that conclusion, that all these horrible toothpaste here and the things are, I don't know what chemicals they have, I don't know what will happen to the teeth. So far my teeth are intact. I have never been to a dentist, but I feel they are full of horrible chemicals in it. So don't spoil your skin with these horrible makeups and things like that. I mean, to find a proper shampoo here, I find it impossible. Because sometimes maybe some shampoos can just take out your hair like that, you see. So try to acquire habits which are simple, natural habits in a living, not primitive. Again I say not primitive, but not very elaborate. And don't pay so much attention to your body as you do. There's no need to pay. It's all right, whatever God has given you the body, it's all right. You don't have to worry too much about it. To do some little exercise in the morning or something, do your meditation properly, be normal people. You don't have to overdo anything. A little bit is all right. But just keep in the center. Don't go to extremes in anything. Now you have to bring a sweater and things like that, and as I told you, a proper bedding, as I told you, that you have to bring. Now in India they will supply you with sheets and everything, with nice cotton sheets, because you must use as far as possible cotton, and as far as possible silks or cotton, natural things, not artificial things, like you will get into trouble if you use plastics and things like that. So as far as possible, try not to bring many clothes, because we can get you everything. Now, to come to the practical side of it, I would like to have all their, what you call, sizes, written down properly, but make them into 4 sizes. You sort it out, you can do it. Put them into 4 sizes for kurtas. And for ladies also blouses into 4 sizes. So you make 4 sizes, A, B, C, D sizes for men and women. And we keep that ready for you when you come. Imagine how much these Indians work for you. And how much do I donate? And that's all donation, whatever I give, what remains the money is, it's so little. And they are now going to donate so much money for your school, for your children. Imagine that Indians should do it. It's not very good. We have such a little money, to be very frank, which has been given, that I really feel shy to take that money to India. So I've kept it now with Arno. Every money is kept there. Let him keep it there. But if you have to have a school, we have to have a good school, and for that we need money. But just now you don't think of donating anything, because though you are rich people, you are incapable of donations now. I can see that clearly. Because you have to travel, you have to spend money on your travels. Indians don't have to do that. So it's all right. But whatever they have said, a little amount for donations, that much you give them. And you come there with love. But people come back like traders, I tell you, really like traders, because India is a place where one can buy lots of things. You like everything, you want to buy this, you want to buy that, you want to buy that, you want to buy that. That's not good. Buy few things of symbolic value. Whatever you need, you should buy. You cannot bring all the things that you need from India. But people, when they travel like that, it's very shameful, I think. Sometimes people don't understand how yogis have to carry so many things. Now, you should carry things which are useful to you, which are good for you, but not too much.